Welcome back to Chat Lab. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ethan. This is the podcast where thoughts are tested.
Today we're going to be asking the question, what would we do if we were the last person on Earth?
And we can get very into the specifics here. So it's not just going to be you're the last person or what do you do, go. We can really take the time to figure out exactly what the scenario is, paint the picture, and then we'll make a decision.
Yeah, we're going to be Van Gogh.
Fell out the ear.
Fellow without the ear, yeah, that guy.
My guy.
Drinking a bottle of Buckfast.
Oh, Jesus.
First of all, though, how's your week? How you been? Any news?
Okay, my week's been pretty good. I can't lie. Let's see here. So, I have a lot of projects still. They haven't gone away. They don't. Joy of college. I'm still doing a lot of that. Doing some rework with them as well. I have to rename an entire user, and now I'm refixing the DB, the database, and all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, last week, I think I mentioned it, but I mightn't have because I don't know when it was. But I had last week I joined a conference with Apple, and they were talking about they have positions for an at-home advisor, so technical support for college students, not for college students, but college students being technical support. And that role is there for college students, so they're offering 90 positions or something like that, and it seems pretty cool. Apparently they send you out an iMac or whatever.
You'd be giving it straight to me, do you know what I mean?
It'd be crazy, to be honest. But yeah, so I took the time to redo my CV. I sent it on to you. I think we talked about that. Yeah. And I wrote a cover letter. I learned how to do that, and I wrote one.
Nice.
And on yesterday, I took a break from class, and I was down making a potato sandwich, as you do.
Oh yeah. And
I got a phone call from the recruiter, and was she spent about 10 minutes with me and was okay, I'll ask you a few questions, answer the questions. It's okay, we can do an interview with you. We can set that up. I was oh, cool. And she was they start tomorrow. I was oh, okay. Lovely. Yeah, great. So I had to do 2 interviews today. One of them was a business interview, which a video conference, kind of like what we're doing now, for about 50 minutes. And a second one was I had to record myself answering questions for a technical interview, so some technical questions and stuff. They're
how'd they both go?
Technical interview was harder than I thought it would be. There are some questions there off the top of your head, can you name 3 phone operating systems?
Android.
3. Has to be 3. Can't be 2. I named 2 straight away.
Android, iOS, and then Windows.
Yeah, it's not really a phone. It's kind of deprecated, I don't think it would count.
I don't think Windows. Yeah, but I don't think Windows use Android.
Yeah, what I said anyway was I said Huawei's distribution, because that's a different operating system. I said it on a whim. Turned out it was right. It's called UEMI or something. I didn't say that. But yeah, but I said it on a whim just because I was I bet Huawei is different, and it was. But there was also some other questions what's the difference between a POP and an Imap mail server? I didn't even know what those 2 things were.
Interesting.
And I'm studying what I'm studying, so. But yeah, there was 27 questions there.
Answer?
Yeah, POP server is a local client, so as soon as the mail is received, it's sent to one client and then deleted from the server, whereas an IMAP is synchronized, so I think IMAP would be used in things like Gmail and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of questions in that interview, the technical one, being oh, if a customer had problem with connecting to the Wi-Fi, what would be 3 things you would do for troubleshooting? And I was oh, I don't really need to get into that too much, but check the Wi-Fi, check the thing, restart the device, whatever. And then we got into the the business interview, because I did that, and then half an hour later I had my business interview. I knew when the interview was, the actual human interview. I knew when that was, but I decided to do the technical interview first anyway, just because they said do it at your earliest convenience, and I was like, I'd rather do this now than later. So then we got into the actual one, and there was a lot of customer service focused questions, and things like, how do you maintain like a work-life balance? How do you maintain like, balancing a heavy workload? And I was just thinking, like, I don't know what my answers wouldn't have been if me and Evan hadn't spent like hours talking about this on a podcast. Because I had answers, bro. Like, I was ready. I was mentally prepared for those questions. Like, a good question they asked that I wasn't expecting that I could answer was, how would you tell a customer no? How do you tell a customer no?
How do you tell a customer no? See, I wouldn't ask me for this because, I mean, I got a manager kind of complaint, so I wouldn't ask me.
Right. Well, what I said to this was, I'd always try to avoid outright saying no. Not physically the word, but just that. So I'd always try to find my way to provide an alternative solution or product, albeit whatever the context is. Any sliver of alternate route to take, then just going, no.
Yeah, like, can I do this? Unfortunately, you can't do this, but you can do this type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to do it, but the fact that, like, I think I talked about this before. It was the fact that, like, there was a government service that wasn't up at the weekends. It was shut down for the weekends, and the customer had a problem with that. And I mean, I couldn't do anything about it, so I was trying to, like, do my best to help, but he just kind of got mad and left. So what could I really do from that point on?
You just have to try and be as nice as possible, I guess, because if they're really bad to you, it blows up in their face. Not immediately, but if they were really bad to you, if they're just shit, then that kind of comes with the job, I guess.
Yeah, it was more like, it was like, we have solutions for when it is down. So if people come in and you have to break the bad news of you can't get your PRSI off, you could then say, but we can check it on Monday and either refund you the money, or there was like some other way of doing it. So it was like there was steps to be taken if a customer wanted the money back but couldn't because they came in at the weekend. So it was one of these cases. We had done it multiple times, but this guy just wasn't having it, and he was like, I was told it was up today. I was told I'd be getting this. And I was like, look,
I'm sorry you were told, but you were told wrong.
Yeah, like I did my best to, like, not be like, well, you're wrong, lol. I was just like,
you were like, this isn't a Twitter debate. I'm being paid for this, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, it's a government service. They shut it down the weekends. I'm aware that you were told, but I mean, we can't, we can't do anything about it. But what I can do for you is XYZ. And then he was just like, no, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to chase him around a shopping center going, sir, please don't leave. He's gone. What can I do? And then he went to the other store and complained.
I actually got used to saying no a lot in Dunn's the second time around. I actually took that job way better than I did the first time around. Like, I learned a lot more from it. Like, when I just said no, I came up and I was like, sorry, that's not in stock. And there's nothing, like, I was like, you want me to check for something else? Or, like, do you want a different type? And they always say no. Like, if they wanted another type, they would have picked up the other one and not asked if the other one was in the back.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of.
I always try to make it, try to engage with them though. So like, was one guy was like, yo, you got this like sauce in stock or something, like, and I was like, I don't know. I'll check for you though. Like, I'm not just going to be like, I do not know. I will check for you now, and fucking beep boop into the fucking back. And I come back and I'm like, sorry man, it's all gone. Like,
or like, go. Do you have this? I'll have a look. You run around looking for it, and you're like, come back and you're like, sorry, I couldn't find it at the shelves. I'll just check in the back real quick. Run.
I always bring them with me. which is like a good thing and a bad thing. I never leave them there. If like I know where something is and they ask, or even if I don't know, I'm just like, here, I'll show you. And then I'm like, I need to find another employee, manager, something. And if I don't find one, I'm like, just out loud, just like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with them coming with you. But I mean, you can't really ask someone who's generally new to a job to know the entire.
It's a nice
store
learning
layout,
experience, though.
Yeah,
I learned that
then
store
you knew
pretty
where the
quickly, to
coconut
be
milk
honest.
was.
Huh?
You learned where the coconut milk was.
Yeah, exactly. I really liked that job, not gonna lie. Like, it's not like it was a great. It's not like, oh, it's a fantastic job, I'm so glad. It's like, it was a really actual nice experience, like, because the people that come into that shop are nice. And
Yeah, apparently Lidl and Aldi pay well as well.
yeah, Lidl and Aldi pay like 13-14 euro an hour.
Yeah, I think Dunn's is something like 12, and I think Lidl is like 15.
Right, yeah, I think they're actually way higher, yeah. It's insane, but I'm pretty sure Lidl have like competitive goals that they ensure you hit and stuff.
Yeah, they're a lot more progressed, I guess.
Mm.
Also, I think they work quite long shifts, from what I.
Oh, they work quite a long shift in Duns as well. Like, I didn't personally, but you can work like 12-hour shifts if you have to, like.
Yeah.
But there's no like progression track in Duns, and I like that so much because it doesn't mean I can slack off. It means I can do my best and not be judged for it in like a worse sense. It depends, because like if you're in Lidl, it's like I'm pretty sure I heard this. It was probably through the grapevine or whatever. Like, but it was like, oh, you need to scan this many items in your shift, or like this many items this month you've scanned, and you like rank you for like friendly competition. And for scanning an item, I don't think so. If you're in a place where you're selling a product, right, and you have this how many deals you did or something, that influences you to go out and make a sale.
I mean, we got a star.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that influences you to try and go and, you know, make a sale maybe.
When you sold a pair of glasses, I think you got
But scanning an item is arbitrary, dude.
And it's completely out of your control.
Yeah, that's why Lidl employees, you put the bag down and they have it scanned, and you're like, what? I'm like, you're like looking for the thing to separate your bag from the customer's bag, and they're already like cash or card, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, hello. It is a bit insane, to be fair, but I mean, I keep saying, but I mean, this is crazy. I keep catching myself doing it.
It's crazy, brother.
Crazy, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think it's completely out of your control. The fact that you have to scan a certain amount of items, because like, what if you just have a really slow day and that's your shift?
Yeah.
Like, that's completely out of control.
I was so happy to take an interview today, though, like a human interview. I haven't had one of those now in a very long time, and although this is technically for a customer service role, it's the closest thing I've had to the career I'm studying yet.
It's in the same industry, like.
Yeah, literally. It's so good because they're hiring any college students. Like, you could have applied for this if you wanted to.
Oh no, I'd be horrible at tech support, man.
Really?
I'd be good at doing it, but like, it pains me to talk to people about, like, you know, you say go left, they go right, and I just cringe, man. I wouldn't be able to. Like.
Oh yeah, I guess to tie in, because prior to this podcast, for context, Evan asked if I had broken my headphones because I'm currently wearing Apple earbuds.
Did you do that for the interview? No way you did that for the interview.
Yeah, but not for the reason you think. Wait, why do you think I did it?
To show off that you own Apple stuff.
No, I did it because it looks more professional than over-ear headphones, especially big beefy ones like the Bear Dynamic ones.
Does it?
Yeah, I think so, because they cover a lot of your head. This looks like I'm a business person tuning into a video conference, not joining a video conference at my setup.
I mean, in terms of, I think there's two ways I guess I could see it. For somebody who doesn't know, seeing someone with big headphones, you might think, oh, they're just a gamer, you know, because usually big headset equals gamer. Secondly, I have seen a lot of like streamers recently. They don't use headphones. None of them do. They all use earphones. I don't know why.
I mean, the
That's all I
quality is
see.
a lot worse than these, and like I actively acknowledge it, but for some reason, just I feel more free not wearing the headphones right now, and I have the what's it called when you can hear yourself? I can hear myself through this because I haven't put
Oh,
through the mic.
I hate that. I hate that.
I know you do. I like it
So,
though. I like it.
so were you looking all spiffy for your interview? Did you wear anything, or did you
Yeah,
just
I
like
had
chill?
my white shirt on, and I had my hair completely slicked back like this, and
Did you have the glasses on and all?
no.
Ah, you should have kept the glasses on,
Yeah,
man.
I think I'm due an eye test this September. It's between August and September, and I'm gonna get like a pair of like sort of like Harry Potter glasses, you know, like they're like on the brim between like that, and then I'm gonna get a pair of these because 2 for 1, I think. I'm gonna get frames
Yeah.
like that, and oh, I'm so excited.
Um, the what you call it? I think the glasses do add like a tech whiz kind of look to you though.
I had to
It like
shave as well
adds
for
to
this
it.
interview, and I just couldn't be arsed because lately I've just been using like like not the razor, the trimmer. And I've just been like
Yeah.
trimming it down just so it doesn't get like, not like trimming like length. I mean like, you know, putting just stubble on my face. But I had to like, you know, shave down and up to make sure it's completely smooth because the camera fucking picks up the weirdest of shadows when you have any bit of stubble on your face.
Did you have the lights on?
Yeah, actually,
dimmed
accidentally
lights?
I had white LEDs because that's what it was. I forgot to turn them off. They didn't notice.
Yeah, sure.
I said they because there was 2 people there.
Oh.
I actually got on surprisingly well with them. Like usually I'm very awkward with new people, but I don't know. It was nice.
During my center interview, man, I don't know if it was because I was nervous or if it was warm, but I was literally sweating.
Oh, I was shaking so much, but it was actually because it was freezing here, and I, you know, wanted to wear the shirt. So
Yeah, I don't know. I see. I think it would be nice to have a job, but one, there's very few places, like other than exceptions like that, where they actually are hiring, especially from home. Like I could probably go to a shop and they might, but I don't want to work in a shop during a pandemic, regardless of safety measures or anything.
yeah,
I'd rather not.
I guess if you feel like you don't want that income yourself, like
Yeah,
for now, that's fine.
but I definitely would like. I'd like to have a job at home, but one, I'm just not sure if I'm really up for it at the moment. Like I'd like to, but I just don't know if I'm up for it.
You see, this job,
And
it starts. We have to do 5 weeks full time training, and it starts in June, and it doesn't start until September.
Oh.
So I won't actually have to do any of it during this semester of college, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Actually.
So that's why I was like, I love this because it's like I don't even need to worry about balancing it right now. I could just apply for it, and it's Apple. Like I'm so excited if I ever got an opportunity
like,
to work at
if
Apple.
If you put that on your CV, man, I worked at Apple. Like
That's
nice.
top. Oh, even if it's
Yeah.
just a tech assistant or whatever, it's still Apple, man.
Yeah, like Dell, Apple, Microsoft, all these like Intel. You put them on your CV, and you're like,
The FANG
you're golden.
companies. I actually don't remember what they both. Oh no, it is. Yeah, it's Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. See, FANG sounds cool, but Netflix shouldn't be in there. It's a big company, but it's not Google standard at all. Like
You could just make it.
Microsoft should be in there. Should be FANG, whatever the. I think someone did a different acronym that had like Microsoft and stuff in there, but
See, the problem is if you swap Netflix with any of the companies I mentioned, it comes very close to a slur. So
yeah, we'll keep the M
it's
in
not
there
gonna-
though. It'll be like FAMG.
Famgi. What about that?
Yeah, sure.
Famgi.
Yeah. But this also got me excited because this is like, although it wasn't like a technical interview, like as in one that I'd be taking in a couple months for a work placement. It was the closest I've gotten to it, and I felt really great. So I feel a lot less nervous about taking the interview, which, I mean, ideally those interviews will be in person by the time I get to take them. But they probably won't be.
When you're interested, though, it helps.
Oh,
For
hugely,
interviews,
but like I'm gonna be interested in every single role I'm offered come fall for that work placement. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, like, because you're interested in the industry that you're applying for, it helps.
Yeah.
Like with Duns, you were just looking for a job.
Yeah.
Any job.
Yeah.
Please give me a job.
I also
type
really
thing.
wanted to work specifically there, though, where I applied to, because I really like just the small aspect of it, like relative to places like bigger cities.
What were they? What do you mean? What's the thing you specifically applied for?
In Duns, no, I meant the area. Like I specifically like the area I
Oh.
worked in second time around.
Oh,
It
I
was.
thought you were talking about Apple. I was like,
Oh no
is there a
no!
specific?
Oh my god! The thing about Apple as well is that's my literally my all-time favorite company. Like, sure, I might have like replacements now, but like since I've been little, dude, Apple has been my fucking ecosystem. Like,
Yeah.
and I got to express that to them today. They were like, "Why are you interested in this role?" And extension to that, why Apple? And I was like, because I genuinely have answers. I've no bullshit. I'm like,
see, that's what I mean.
yeah.
The interviews go really well when you're genuinely interested.
Yeah,
in,
I'm like, I just
the company.
fucking love Apple. I should have said that.
They'd appreciate the honesty, maybe.
Oh man.
But yeah, like when we were doing work placement and stuff for like LCVP in secondary school,
I forgot about that
There was-
module.
there came a time where we were planning a trip. I don't think we ever actually went on one. You know that?
I mean, we were
think we
promised
just-
if we got all our accelerated reading up in first year, we get to go to the cinema, but we never got to go.
I think we just used the open day as our event that we went to, or our trip. That sucks. Anyway, we went to we wanted to go to Apple because there was a guy in our class who had a connection in Apple, and
Oh, that would be so
Here.
cool, dude.
so we would have been able to go to Apple here, and it would have been the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, because
He also gets,
the
like,
center, I'm
super
pretty sure, is in
discounts and
Cork,
free.
right?
Yeah. So he gets super free stuff and discounts and blah blah blah, and like I was just like, oh man, please can we go there, and then I'll make my impression, and then I'll do my work experience
Yeah.
there. That would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. For
Didn't work
LCVP, I wanted my work experience to be a tech support person. I was like, I can't make this feasible, but I want it.
Yeah.
Um,
I was just looking for a job, but at the time I was working at Centra, and so worst comes to worst, I would just write about that,
yeah.
spoof some stuff about that. But it really helped having a new experience, especially one that I actually preferred, because it allowed me to write a lot. In fact, I actually wrote more than sometimes more than the max you can, like, per, like, I wrote more than the max words. I think I had like
what?
4,500 words or something for the like report of your work experience.
Oh,
I wrote like 4,500.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
think the max was like 3,000 or something
why did you?
for the exam. Hello, the project.
Oh,
It was like 60% of it. You had
so
like,
writing
work-
1,500 more words was considered good?
no, not that it was considered good. I'm just saying that because
Oh,
it was new and I liked it more. It allowed me to write a lot more.
Oh.
I don't necessarily.
Oh
know if it
yeah,
did
sorry, I
well for
forgot
me,
you
but-
got the work experience not in Centra, you got it in Specsavers. That's why you're able to talk about it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know if it helped. I don't think it helped, but I don't think it damaged me either, because it's not like I wrote 8,000 words.
Yeah, no, it's just like
Yeah.
Good news
so
today, actually,
that was
this
cool.
week. Jake showed me that his web dev teacher for his semester, which was mine last year, was showing my project and Kuba's project for examples for how to do this year's project for them.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I hate the website with a passion. I absolutely fucking hate it. It's kind of like cringing at your past self because you've improved. Like, oh my god, it's just shambles. The Shannon Taekwondo website, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
I mean, it
it's
was cool at the time because
yeah.
it was the first thing you had done basically, but it was like, it was still just a basic website.
I was
like,
telling
it wasn't
Jake that I
fancy.
was like, oh, I hate that website. He was like, well, she must like it, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of nice. Thanks. Okay. And they're showing Kuba's website as well. I was like, bruh.
Yeah, poor Connor.
He got his website shown at the start or something. Like, not the start of like this week, like ages ago. And I was slagging him. I was like, yeah, she showed you like what to do like when you're in your first week of web dev, and then she showed you what really to do later. Like, so yeah. He didn't like that, but it was funny. I actually had an exam today. I actually want to talk about because it was really funny.
I had one 2 days ago.
That's right.
It wasn't
yeah.
funny, but I can talk about it too. Go on.
This is going to take me like 2 seconds. The exam was 80 minutes long. It was on sorting algorithms. And basically we had 2 types of sorting algorithms: bubble sort and selection sort. You don't need to know what to do. I'm just going to say it.
I know what to do, man. I'm a genius.
And bubble sort sorted them in descending order, so from biggest to smallest. And selection sort sorted them in ascending order. And our job today was to take those 2 algorithms and make bubble sort ascending and selection sort descending. Which, because I like not studied the algorithm but understood it, I literally flipped the like the less than sign to greater than sign and vice versa for the other one, and I did the exam.
That was the entire exam.
It took people quite a while. We had 80 minutes to do it, and I finished it in 5. I finished it while he was talking.
Sorry. You had 80 minutes to swap a bloody sign.
Well, that's technically what you had to do, but I'm sure
there was a different method, but you just kind of saw it and went, "Oh, that could just do that." And
well, it's because I don't think he thinks we prepare for these exams. Because I went out of my way to look at these and look at his notes and like make examples for myself, and then I was just matter of copy and pasting my code into his. He even said it himself. He was like, "Oh, you're only allowed to use my notes," and I was like, "That's great," because I only took the code that I have from your notes, so there's literally nothing wrong here. It took me 10 minutes in total because I like reworded some shit because there was one thing that got you like the min value and I made it max value because you had to swap it. And
so 80 minutes to do something. I'm not going to say it's simple because I probably wouldn't be able to do it, but so simple that you did it so quickly.
Yeah, right?
That is just
easiest 15% of my life.
Yeah. Oh, you remember that that thing we had on, what was it? Linux. The test we had like 7th of December or something. It was like the week before I was finished. I was in my dad's house at that time.
I can't remember you mentioning it to me. Like I do, but like I can't remember what it was on or anything.
It was like 15 questions. It was Ivan the Terrible's one. And 15 questions on Linux, and I got 100. I spoke to another girl today. I spoke to another girl today as well. She got 100. I'm sure a lot of people got 100 because it was literally the easiest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was easy questions, plus there was like, you know, not many of them. So it was pretty easy to
it adds up.
Go through them. Yeah. Although I did add up the fact that that was the second test we had, and there was one before that. I got 76 out of 100 average, which means, calculating it all, I got 52 in my first exam. But I wrote so much.
Yeah, concise stuff really matters.
I think. It was so much concise stuff is what I mean. Like I went out of my way to make sure that it was, not waffle, but it was, at the same time not just a sentence long. And I got 52.
Maybe you wrote so much
I think it's a bit harsh.
that it was too much information for the question.
I mean, I didn't write like so much in that regard, but there was one where it was like 20 marks. So I used my business know-how from Leaving Cert, where you like have a title and then you explain for each like point, because it's 5 marks for each point. So I wrote like 4 points. Not that crazy. It's not like I wrote a paragraph or like a page for each one, Like, and I hit the points on each one, and I don't know. Like even if I did write too much, just a little too much.
I guess you just wrote something about it wrong.
Or I got it wrong. That could also be.
Yeah, like maybe you wrote the points, you hit all the points, but on the wrong question because you misinterpreted it. And
yeah, I mean, I probably did, but at the same time,
I mean, you had to have, right?
Time, so
like to get 52, you might have felt great because you felt like you hit all the points because you hit all the points just on the wrong matter.
It just didn't feel hard, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe,
but yeah, I think
I would say the second half was a bit harder than the first half of the test, and it was also longer, so that could be why.
I think I was saying it to you that this exam was the third exam of that module this semester. The first exam Connor fucked up, the second exam Kuba fucked up, and I was like, "There's no foreshadowing here. I'm not going to fuck up in this exam." And well, your boy came through, broke the tradition.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
I had one on, I don't know what day it is. The first of March. I don't know what day it is, so I'm just gonna say the first. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Or is it Thursday?
It is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. So Monday, I had an economics one. 45 minutes to do it. I think I had it done in 30, probably. And I sent you that image. It's like, literally the question was like, here are 2 points. Here's a graph. Refer to the graph to answer the question.
The graph was
And
the
then it was
directory
just-
file, right?
Yeah, it was just the directory.
Yeah.
And it was like, what is the value at point A for like an equilibrium thing? And I was like, I have no idea.
Was that worth a lot of marks?
I don't know. I think it was like 30 questions. So if it was one, some people got it twice. So I said it to my friend, and he just said 0, and I was like, okay. So I clicked 0 as the value. What? 1/4 chance. Like I might as well take it. 25%. Let's go.
I'd like to flag the question just because it was wrong. I just wanted to be like that.
I think we emailed her about it anyway.
We.
To say we as in like the
Not
rep.
you. Oh, okay, right. I forgot.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we were all talk-
I
we were all
forgot you
talking
have like
about it,
reps
so
and stuff and that kind of thing.
I don't care. I mean, it was 1 mark, and I'm fairly sure I got it right, even though I guessed, because 0 just felt right. I don't know what it was.
Because he
So I
said
just
it.
went,
That's why.
Sure. I was thinking about it before he said it. Okay.
That's because there's nothing there, so you equated nothing to 0.
No, that's.
You were trying to
Yeah,
imagine a
okay.
graph that you didn't see, so you just it's not there, man. 0. You know how it is.
I have 2 projects coming up too. I have one that nobody knows exactly what the story is because we haven't been taught about databases yet, and we're expected to have a project on one. And I think we're going to request an extension because it kind of just popped up out of the blue, and then we're expected to like know it ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it would help because we still haven't learned the database stuff, and we're supposed to use that for programming anyway. I'm fairly sure it's the same thing, so it would help to know that and not like have to work on this project while also trying to squeeze in the other project for programming, and it's just like it's just crazy.
Yeah, well, if push comes to shove, you can catch me on the weekend. Like I might have some free time.
Yeah,
But yeah.
My April is crazy, bro. My April is gonna be. Oh, I do have a week off though.
Oh, you're getting that soon?
I think I'm getting a reading week. Yeah, I get it in the first week of April.
April? When are you in college, though?
I'm in college until I'll pull it up now. Talk while I find this.
All right. Well, today I was talking to Matthew about how people hate subjects because of the teachers they were given.
Mhm.
So for example, he's a tutor and he tutors anyone on programming. So he gets a lot of business information students.
Connor Shooters?
Hmm?
Connor Shooters?
No, Matthew. I said Matthew.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, he's tutoring, right? And this guy like basically hates programming, but he like tries to like it. But you can you can tell like based on how the business teachers teach programming, it's terrible, and how anyone could hate any subject that they're terrible with. If they have a terrible experience, they're just going to hate the subject as a whole. Then it's like that's why a lot of people hate maths, because it's that methodology of you either get it or you don't, and that's based on the teacher you have though, because everyone can get maths. It just depends on how you're taught it, and how you, especially school, is just like you need to learn how to do this. Whereas like if you understand the applications of maths, you might actually like it, or at least learn to know it's not the worst thing in the world. And that was kind of a cool thing to discover today.
That's profound, man. I figured out anyway. 23rd of April is when I'm off.
Was when you're finished.
Yeah,
You've reading week in the first week of April.
from the 2nd to the 9th. Yeah,
It's a bit weird, huh?
because then I have one on the 12th, one on the 14th, 19th, 22nd.
Why did he give you reading week so late?
I don't
You
know.
literally come back for exams and that's it.
We come back for like 2 weeks of exams. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we
much.
get a 2-week Easter break actually.
After April. I'm finished till September, right?
I am at least. I have like the first week of May, but then I'm finished. Yeah.
I think I have an exam in May. But
I
I
have
think
two.
after
I have
that,
two end of
chill.
year exams only this time, so it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work for me, to be honest, because I don't see. I saw something earlier that said something about, it was on one of these things that said,
Begins with a P.
oh, yeah.
Invade your life.
In addition to the assessment listed in the attached schedule, this course code, whatever, will have an end of semester exam. Yeah, so it's the same. The accounting will have the same thing where we're off for a couple weeks and then they're like, hey, here's an exam. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Just give us one during the rest of the exams, please. Either way. Let's get on to the question at hand.
Yeah, I guess. I guess we can do that.
We're just waffling at this stage. We don't want to repeat it last week. What would we do if we were the last people on Earth? Well, separately. Like, either me or you, not and.
Well, I guess we can paint the picture first. So, what kind of scenario should we go for? Should we go for, like, you wake up and the world is in, like, post-apocalyptic scenario and you're just last alive? Is it like a wasteland or is it a ghost situation? So everything is in place.
Is it a Thanos snap or is it
like Thanos snap or Walking Dead type
bomb.
shit. Yeah, nuclear bomb, Fallout.
Yeah, so it's like Fallout, literally the game Fallout or Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah,
but with 99.9999% of people gone. I think there's something to explore in both of them. I think we should go off with the Thanos snap one first because I think it might be a bit more interesting to delve into that one.
I guess, yeah. But we should, because everything is normal except, so like people run things like the internet and electricity and, they maintain those things. But are we saying that they're still available or are you off grid?
We'll say no internet, but like basic technology, like not mobile phones now because you'll need to recharge them type thing. But like, you've got your lights. Well, I mean, if you want to have the phone, we can include that. But I'm saying you've got your lights, you've got some sort of way of cooking food, and you've got like home phones, like plugged in phones. So there's still communication. Obviously you have the normal things like walkie-talkies and stuff, but I'm talking about specifically like new tech.
And I guess, are we the only person left? Or do we think we're the only person left?
I would say both.
Well, both would be the first one.
Because I think you wake up and you wonder.
Yeah.
And you might come to realize that you are. So I guess it's more so like, what steps would you take to, check? Also, are we cutting out animals or is it like last human?
Last human.
Yeah, okay. So like Thanos snap, but only humans. Yeah.
What would you do?
You'd have to like go to a city and just run around.
Yeah.
You'd have to go to the most populated place and just run and just try to find someone. And if you can't, I think it's fairly easy to say that nobody's there.
Oh, if you can't find them in one city, I mean, doesn't mean no one's there. Could be on the other side of the world. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, there'd be like no way to check.
You'd have to you have plenty of time, I guess. You could figure out how to fly a plane. I'm sure there's fuel somewhere.
Yeah, I just don't know how you'd But I feel like the only scenario in which a city wouldn't work for checking is if you just thought, oh, everybody left and left me asleep. But I feel like that's so crazy as well that, like, I don't know. I think there's very few ways in which you could check.
So the first thing you do is try to find someone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously find my family and find friends and stuff, but if that's not possible. Well, we'll say like you wake up with your phone, but I mean there's no internet, so you can't like go on Twitter and see if anybody's posted.
Mm.
And you can't, it's going to die eventually.
Yeah, but things
Probably.
like GPS and stuff still work because they're just orbiting satellites that bounce signals off your phone from towers.
I would say the electricity probably would work for a little while, like as in you could probably charge your phone.
But I mean, like, there's not 100% renewable energy, so eventually it would cut.
Yeah.
I'd probably
but you
try to
might have
find
long
my way
enough-
to get some renewable energy sources. So I know there's
I
a
don't think
house
that
up
would
the
be my
road there that
first-
has a roof full of solar panels. No. The first thing I do is what you do.
Yeah.
I
find
check.
people.
I just check, and if I know I'm alone, I'm alone. Okay, like if I think I'm alone, I'm gonna assume I'm alone, and then I'd probably, because I know there's somewhere there up there the road, there's a bunch of solar panels. I'd probably grab those. Try and
I'd probably
find.
try to go to shops as well. Try to
Yeah.
get as much food.
Yeah.
Food and clothes and just like
Again, though, I
general
wouldn't
things.
rush. Like, let's take a shop for example. What's the rush?
well, what if it's like, what if you're unsure and there's like a zombie infestation?
Yeah, again, I wouldn't, like, I'd rush to get like a week's worth of food, maybe. But like, I wouldn't make that my long haul of the day. I think what I'd figure out to do is like, oh, it'd be cool if you spent your time like, because I'm pretty sure I know where there's an electric car somewhere in this village. See if you can hook that up to a solar panel or something. You know what I'm saying? Figure something out like that, and then just have like some transport for yourself.
Yeah, transport would be key.
I guess because everyone disappears, there's so many cars, you could just siphon gas from every car you see until eventually you
wouldn't-
don't have any left.
You wouldn't even need to siphon. You could literally just drive till it's gone and then.
Oh yeah, but
hop
if you
out and
wanted to
grab
like get a
another.
car, I guess you could. There'd probably be another car there.
Yeah, unless you're like driving back roads where there's nothing like for miles or kilometers, whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, I'd probably try to get
guess,
myself
yeah.
kind of self-sufficient. So I'd steal the
Hmm.
solar panels, and I tried to make stuff around my house. Still, I don't think I'd go anywhere else. Maybe.
Yeah.
As in, I'd move when I'm out of stuff here. My
Yeah, like-
temporary setup for why I think of a plan would be to get this house self-sufficient for me to have some power, right? And then I'd raid all the shops and the takeaways and
then
stuff
you'd-
for like
And then you
the
go play Minecraft.
yeah. No, and then I go and grab all the food and stuff that I can, and not to mention that every house also will have food.
True.
If you're alone, you're kind of sorted.
Even if you're not alone and it's like 3, maybe even more, if it's like 5 of you, you're sorted. Like if you're like literally the only people, even in just a city, you'll live for a long time off just that.
What would you do if you saw someone else, though? It's a good question, right?
You know what's weird is when you asked that, I got like this like sudden like shock. Like I legitimately felt it. But I don't know if I actually would be shocked. Like I like as in scared shocked. Like I'd say I probably would be a bit taken aback, and then I'd be like, hello? And then I'd ask a million questions.
I guess I'd probably try to befriend them,
But yeah, that too.
but like, would they try to befriend you? How would you
If
ensure?
you're the last person.
What if they're like one of those super paranoid people? Like you just start thinking, "Whoa, what if it's a zombie infestation?" And you just pop up. They're like, "No, no, 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 no." or they're like one of those lone wolves, and they're like, I don't need your shit, and they like try to off you.
Yeah, but they're not gonna kill you if you're the only person they've seen. You know what I mean? Like I think
They
in
might go
terms
crazy
of like,
though, if it's been that long.
well, I mean, you woke up. I don't think it's been too
No,
long.
no, no, no. Then like woke up and found someone across the fucking street. Like, what if you're fucking going for how
it's
long,
like years.
and you eventually find someone else?
I think it's still worth to try to talk to them, but I wouldn't be too concerned with the fact that they would kill me or, you know, try to do anything like that, because I feel like if I'm the first person they've seen in a long time, they'd probably be grateful to see someone, as would I be, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that there's so much to go around that I don't think that would be a worry. Whereas like in a zombie apocalypse where there's like loads of people, it's like, we need the food, go outside and get eaten.
And
We don't want you here.
The more we imagine the scenario, the more nice it sounds. Because think about it, right? You're not alone. Animals are still exist.
Yeah, you'd have a dog.
Or you can just befriend another one. Like, obviously, like some animals will start. Do you know what? I think a good thing to do would be obviously to set up this house, but I'd also start like building protection around the house and the food resources for to prevent animals from getting in and stuff.
Yeah.
Eventually, it would be ransacked with animals, depending.
I mean, I guess so, but I don't think they'd be that crazy to bust into your house and take everything. I do think eventually though there would be like too many animals to control, and like one guy
I think
is not
by
going to
that
be able to take them all
time
out.
you'd be dead.
I don't know, man.
And given our current climate, like Ireland's climate, the animals we have to worry about are not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I know, but like at the same time, it's like, you know, even 10 years, right? Let's pretend you survive for 10 years. I mean, with all the houses, all the shops, you know, you went to Tesco and Dunn's in Limerick, and you went all the way to Cork, and you took everything there. You went all the way to Kerry, you know, Waterford, wherever you went. You took everything.
Waterford.
You could probably live for years, right? By then, you've got like at least 2 or 3 generations of animals.
That's interesting as well, because you'd have to live with the fact that you're going to be the last human.
Yeah.
So you don't have to make anything, because usually, okay,
It's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah, this is a weird way to think about it, but human life generally is driven off of preparing the world for the next generation. Not like the world, but like your world, you know?
No,
like,
not really.
It can be, and it usually is, because usually people have children. If people have children, it is.
Yeah, but it's meant to be preparing the next generation. But a lot of people are like, let's save us. You know, let's let us have a good life. Unfortunately, but I know where you're coming from. It's
like eventually, after all the greed, it kind of does. Like, if you could be the greediest person,
the human agenda is to create something good for the next generation. Really.
It's to procreate. You need to provide for the procreation. So even if you're the greediest person, all that time alone, or like let's say you were raising a child or something, if you were the greediest person, you'd probably still have a heart of some sort, like.
Yeah.
And by that heart, I mean you'd build up a system, and you'd, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you do? I was gonna ask, like, you know, what would you try to, you know, like experiment with trying to create life without, you know, a partner type thing. But then I was thinking, what would you do if you had a partner?
We can't. A woman could technically procreate, because they could find a sperm bank and somehow figure out how to fucking inseminate themselves.
That's my point.
Yeah. But like, we'd have to like test tube baby it. They would be able to just inseminate, and boom, everything's normal. About
test tube babies.
Yeah, for us it would be a lot more difficult.
Although I don't know, actually no, because they have to live in a womb, even if they're test tube babies.
Yeah, they have to.
Oh, how would you do that?
Yeah,
I don't think you can.
no, I don't think you can either. And even if you can, it's out of my scope. Even with all the time in the world, literally.
Put him in an egg, man. Watch him hatch. Okay, so what would you do if you had a partner? Would you find it odd that you have to basically recreate the entire ancestry line?
To be honest, I would low key if I was just me and another person, my partner. Okay, so we'll go with opposite gender for Adam and Eve. Happy path here. At first we'd obviously be panicked, but I think over time I'd actually fucking love it. Like,
But like being the start of the ancestry tree.
yeah, that's sick.
It is sick, but at the same time, you're like your granddaughter would also be your
You talking about incest?
basically.
Yeah, I mean
I know that's what it started from. Basically.
that is how it works. Yeah, so like if a species is in danger, you can't avoid incest if you want to rebalance it. You just have to hope there's no mass spread virus that affects a certain gene, because then they're all fucked. That happened with the Tasmanian devil in Australia. They had a dangerous little population. They were like inbred, and then like some virus hit them, some sort of cancer or leprosy or something. And it fucked all of them because they had no immunity, because they were all one of the same essentially.
Yeah. But would you find it weird to do that?
No.
And have that happen?
No.
I feel like it would take
I have this nice image in my head of being the only
committing
people,
incest.
of this like log cabin type shit with just the animals.
Yeah, I think it's
and
a
that
nice
stuff
life.
doesn't really glare me, because technically I'm not the one doing the incest. Okay, that's their choice. If they want to end it there, go ahead.
Technically, you could still also. You could have a daughter at the same time. Technically, if you wanted to go that route.
What do you mean?
Let me say it in the least graphical way possible. Have a child with your daughter.
Or
your partner having a child with your son.
Is that what you were thinking? I thought it would be like generational interbreeding, not cross generational. No.
Well, both. Like both is what I mean. I guess you could raise them as friends, so they wouldn't know, so it wouldn't feel weird to them. I feel like that would be.
You know what's cool as well? The power you feel having to raise children in this world as the normal world.
I am God. That's what you tell your children. I am the one and only.
Oh, that'd be
now
so weird.
Breed. I actually think if I was in that position, I definitely wouldn't cross generation. But in terms of the same generation,
my mind wasn't even going there, man. I was thinking, leave it to the generation to decide. That's it.
Yeah, but I think if we did the same generation thing, I would definitely bring them up as friends, because I guess they wouldn't have any societal norms, would they?
Nope.
They just go, yeah, this is normal. This is just what you do.
You know the way hundreds of years ago, not even that recently, not even that long ago, like, do you know the way a woman would have to get married to a man in the like premarital arrangements?
Yeah.
It was told to them, like, this is what you have to do.
I mean, even 10 years ago was so different. Even 5 years ago.
5 years ago?
I guess society changes all the time, man.
Oh.
So I guess if you have a brand new society and you just say, this is the norm, they're not going to question it, really.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously someone will, because that's how societies change. Someone questions something. But hopefully that's not the immediate generation after you, because that would fuck with the whole thing. Well, if they just went, no, I don't wanna. Like, that would fuck it, man.
Like, if you're brought up saying you're meant to do this, I mean, sure. But if you're brought up saying, like, you know, that's your brother, that's your sister, you know, and then you bring them up trying to find a loved one that isn't their brother or their sister, that's where that comes into play. But I definitely think, yeah, you could probably bring them up as either brother and sister in the new society, or bring them up as friends to preserve the same societal standards.
Or you could just bring them up as a family and just say this is what families do. Because I mean, who are they gonna check with? Who are they gonna cross-reference this with? Nobody. I am the I am. Okay.
I am the I am.
Developing a god
I am
complex
legend.
just as we further into this conversation.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, I think we got that.
I think I'd
it's
pretty like
just-
that scenario, to be completely honest. The wake up and you're the only person, or you're with the partner.
Doesn't sound too bad, to be honest. I think there would be a bit weird.
No, it would
think the
probably
only- I
suck in
think-
terms of like social aspect, but like in every single other aspect, I'd have no worry.
Yeah, but I think in terms of just your own morals and your own values and norms and the non-existent societal norms, I think getting over that hurdle will just be a little bit of a challenge, but I don't think it's going to stop you in your tracks, really. I think it'd be cool to do, personally.
Yeah, I mean,
What
sure,
did you do
there's
with
always.
Fallout?
Oh, right, we haven't talked about Fallout yet.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's a lot less ideal.
That one's sucky, man.
That one sucks.
I would just let the world. I would just die, man. I wouldn't bother with anything. I just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
So, what exactly would happen? You'd wake up and everything around you would be destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I just go on the journey of trying to find something that isn't destroyed and try to set up shop, you know? It'd be a lot less happy, but
Yeah. I know the question is if you're the last person on Earth, but in this scenario, are we?
in a Fallout,
Yeah.
probably not. I say probably
Yeah.
not because, like, what kind of Fallout is this? Like a nuclear Fallout, okay. Maybe
Yeah, I
somewhere
mean, I think-
happened the way you did, you know?
I think we're talking about very science fiction type things where, like,
Oh,
it could just
definitely.
like, it's not necessarily that there was like an actual nuclear bomb that hit.
No, I'm not trying to do the
It's more-
maths.
Yeah, it's more so just like, boom, nuclear wasteland type thing.
Yeah.
Fallout, easy, done. So there's a chance that people could be dead, but it could be alive, but it's not guaranteed. Also, I think you might have to go quite a fair bit of a way to find that.
But if you're alive in a nuclear Fallout, ideally you'd be in the Goldilocks zone, wouldn't you? Meaning that behind you isn't a wasteland, or is significantly less of a wasteland than in front of you, or whatever
Depends where
direction
you
it
are.
is.
Like in the game, for example, you're underground.
Yeah. But
So
I go to
if
bed.
you
I go to
wake
bed
up
and I
from
wake up.
underground-
That's the scenario.
Oh,
I go to bed and I wake up.
oh, you're not like hidden.
No.
Just happens.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what the first move I'd make, because I think if I saw a lot of destruction, obviously I'd look for people, but I don't know what my
I don't
move
think
would
my
be to
first. I
look for
think
them.
okay. When I'm wake up alone, I'd look for people. Wake up alone in a Fallout. I don't think I'd look for people as quickly. I'd more focus
Yeah.
on how to make sure I'm okay, and that's where the selfish behavior comes in. Like you gotta get your priorities right. Like you get your food sorted, your energy sorted, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that for sure. But I definitely think I'd look for people. I just wouldn't know exactly how effective it would be in that scenario. And I don't know. I think after that, I wouldn't know what to do,
Yeah, you just kind of have to live day by day.
because
It wouldn't be as Serenity.
your shops
as-
might be destroyed. You've got no animals, or if you do have animals, they're completely deformed and mutated, or they're just weird. There'd be very little things you could actually do, whereas like the world as we know it now alone is
Yeah.
Quite-
What's the
quite-
word for that?
quite
It's a lot
nice.
less. It's a lot more dystopic. What's the word?
dystopia.
Yeah, it's a lot more of a dystopia
Yeah.
than the other one. But I'm glad we talked about the other one in length, because this one sucks and I don't want to talk about it that much.
Yeah, honestly, we wouldn't have had much.
It's kind of
to talk about
depression
this one
session right
anyways.
now. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the serenity of being alone in the world. Bro, I'd go everywhere I could though, actually.
I would like the perfect alone. Even if I wasn't alone in the world, I'd love to just go into like a forest And not that stupid shit like oh, I'm just gonna build my house out of sticks. Like, you actually like build a house, not a really big house, just like a cabin type stuff, right? And you have a
probably just go to,
farm
like-
in the forest, and you're completely self-sufficient off the grid. That would be so cool.
I'd probably just go to like the co-op and buy 2x4s, honestly. Like, why are you chopping down wood when you have?
No, but I mean build your
When
house.
you
I
have
don't
a
mean
co-op, man.
build your house out of trees. I mean build your house in the woods. Or like somewhere ideal.
with co-op 2x4s.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
I'd have to learn how to hotwire a car, wouldn't I?
yeah, I'm sure it's not too hard. You bust open the wires and you touch them together. I don't think it's that.
Okay.
Really. I
just
couldn't imagine it.
insulted someone there.
You could also just. I don't think I insulted anyone. You
'Cause
could
no
also
one's
just get
listening.
like you could you lockpick a car?
Not a car ignition.
But if like the key, you could just put in a lockpick and then turn it and go. I swear I've seen that before. Maybe I'm wrong.
It'd be a lot harder than hot wiring though. Surely.
Yeah, because you'd have to like know how to lockpick. Whereas, as I said, hot wiring is
Yeah.
wire touch wire.
And if it was easier, people would do that instead of hot wiring a car anyway.
Yeah, I never thought about that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it would be nice to, not nice, but nicer to be in this world, but alone, for sure, or even with a partner. Either way, I think it would just be a lot better. Even with like just a friend, like even if you couldn't create new generations, just having a friend there would be nice.
Yeah,
know,
you could do all
share the
sorts of shit.
experience. You could build your house twice as fast.
I'd probably go to an airport and see if I can get a plane working.
Like a big plane or like just a small one?
No, a little small one.
Yeah, because a big plane would be a lot harder.
I'd probably try to learn how to fly a little plane by myself.
See, that would be lovely and fun. The only problem is that it's probably a lot easier to take off than it is to land.
Oh yeah.
You go in for landing and you'd be like, "Ah!"
Yeah, but it's fine because I'll have electricity. I'll just get to play Flight Simulator town first.
I'm sure there's probably a book somewhere or something in the airport that
I could go to like an
they use
aviation
for
center.
flight school.
Look up how.
Yeah,
Look up flight school stuff. Learn it.
Yeah.
I guess the thing is though, they learn how to fly because they do it with someone there to help them if they get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way to learn it though.
I probably
mean-
figure out how to get a boat going as well, maybe. But
Yeah, that too.
like a big boat.
Boats aren't dangerous though. That's the thing. They're not like as dangerous as flying a plane. I think.
Yeah,
with
they're
that
also a lot
knowledge.
slower though.
Yeah, true. They can hold more though. Bro, imagine stealing a cruise ship and just cruising for the rest of your life. Oh my god. You could cruise to America, steal all their stuff, cruise to Spain, steal all their stuff, cruise over to Italy, steal all their stuff.
And
Hop on
GPS
over
would
to
still work,
China.
right?
Yeah. You know exactly where you're heading, man. Although I think you do need data for GPS.
I think that's like a paywall though. I think it's like a cellular network feature, but like you have to be on the plan to get GPS. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I'm sure you could get GPS, like you could probably just rob a GPS from somewhere.
You'd have
You know.
plenty of time to figure it out. I mean,
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that would actually be fun now that I think about it.
yeah.
Damn.
We
Why
gotta
is
do
that?
that.
Why is that more fun than the real world? Hello?
Damn, we gotta figure
What's
that out.
going on? Yeah. So I think that wraps it up quite well.
It
We
does.
talked
Do
about
you
the
have
fun
your
one.
weekly dose of life advice for this week?
I do. So this is tagged with social. This kind of makes sense. I think I've actually done this and been on the receiving end of this quite a good amount of times. You just don't really notice it. If someone asks you an easily Googleable question, Googleable, I love how that's a verb now, it's possible that they just want to talk to someone about it.
Yes.
Is this good? Is blank good? Yeah, they probably just want to ask you about it instead of,
They want your opinion, not the fact. That's why they're asking you.
Yeah, they want to get into
Google
a
doesn't have
conversation about it.
opinions. You don't look up, is tomatoes good? And Evan replies, this is Evan's opinion. You don't get that on Google. What do you think I'm asking you?
Yeah. You get, tomatoes are good for your health, blah, 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 blah. You don't get, I'm not really a big fan of them, but,
They taste great in sauce. Like, Google's not going to tell you that.
Yeah, when you blend them down, they're good, but other than that, not really.
Yeah. I guess that, just because my head's been around the whole customer service thing today, that's kind of what I was, why I like good customer service is because a good customer service person is someone, because generally, if I was to call tech support, which I rarely do, not a flex, just that I just don't like talking to people that much, but if I do, I'm looking to get an insight on what they have to say, not get them to read me the fucking sheet they're given.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling. If you're going to defer me to your website, I would have been there before, dude. I want your help, not the website's help. That's why I'm calling you.
I think it's a lot easier as well to help people and get help when you have a conversation, because it's easier to like ask questions that crop up and explain stuff that crops up too. I think it's a lot easier to explain it and explain it in detail and clearly.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I was talking to this guy yesterday. Quick story, just before we wrap up. I don't think I told you this, did I, about the thermal paste?
No.
Okay, so I was talking to this guy yesterday, and I'm in the server for like updates on graphics card stock and stuff like that, right?
Ooh.
So someone put in the tech support channel there because I asked a question, and then I saw his saying that should he clean the thermal paste off his 56 or 5800X or something like that, right?
Okay, all right.
New CPU.
CPU, right? Okay, I thought this was getting into graphics cards for some reason. Okay,
no, he was asking about a CPU. So he said, "Do you think I have the messages here? Do you think I should clean it, or could I run it without cleaning the paste?" And I said, "Clean it before reapplying new paste." And then he said, "Clean the pins." And I was like, "No."
Oh my god.
He was talking about the pins the entire time. And I was like, "Oh, okay. So if there's paste on the pins, just carefully get the side of it. Try not to, mess it up too much. Try not to bend any of them. Just wipe the side of it, and then we'll worry
Do
about
AMD CPUs have AMD CPUs have pins, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Intel ones have no pins.
The pins on the board.
Yeah.
So then I explained just, that he was you know what, this is the crazy part. So he said he already installed it with with the old paste, and I said no, you should always reapply new paste all the time. And then he said that he added 20% more new paste on top of the old paste, and he basically mixed them. He asked him if it'd run hot, and I said that there'd be hot spots where he didn't clean it,
right?
Which is true. So I was basically just saying that it's safer to clean it all off and then start from the beginning, because the dried paste wouldn't do well. So then I just kept explaining that, and then this is the kicker, right? Because I said that there was hot spots, it wouldn't level out evenly, and the hardened thermal paste would make this all happen. He said, "I used my finger to spread all the paste evenly and added new paste to places that didn't have paste. Is that okay?" At this point, I was like, "Oh no." So I just literally said, no, please tell me you didn't, with a cringe emoji. And then you said, what do you mean? And I just said, can you call? I was like, please just get on a call with me right now. So I had to just explain from the beginning what he should do, why he shouldn't have done what he did, and how he should do everything, and just,
Damn, and you don't want to apply for a tech support role? They're still taking offers, man.
See what I mean? Like, as in, I just
you took your own initiative to do that yourself, so.
Yeah, but at the same time, the way I handled it wasn't very professional.
But you took it onto the call. How did you work on the call?
Fine. I was laughing at him.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
I laughed at him, if that's anything. That's because I was like, I don't want this guy to break his new CPU. And the best way to talk through because it wasn't the message I was trying to send, like as in, not message as in literal message, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasn't like hitting him. He didn't like get it. And I was like, I don't want to repeat, wipe it all off and reapply. So I was just like, call me. And then he asked me loads of questions about overclocking and stuff. And I'm not an expert by any means, but I tried to help as best I could. Yeah, he ended up not cleaning it off. I think he just went with what he had because he'd already put it back together. And he was saying that it's only been like 20 days old or something, the thermal paste. But like, even if I put thermal paste on, put in the cooler, take off the cooler, I will put new thermal paste on just in case.
Oh, I don't.
I wipe it if I have just done it.
Yeah, I don't. I have faith in my thermal paste.
Especially the fact that it's all squished out. I just prefer to redo it.
Alright, I think because it's squished out, I'm like, oh, good job, put it back on.
Yeah, no, I like to.
So only when it's old is when I care about it, because that's when it gets dry, but it's usually all wet and stuff. So.
Yeah, just especially though with somebody who seemed like
he definitely should have reapplied it because he had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah. So I just can't believe he spread it on with his finger.
A poor specimen.
Yeah, but I think it should work out in the end. I think he's getting a new cooler anyway, so he's gonna have to redo it, which is nice. He's also getting an AIO, which comes with pre-applied thermal paste, so he won't have to do it at all.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to have to ensure the CPU is clean, which is a whole other task.
Don't get me started, man.
Well.
Anyway, I think we're done for this week.
I think we have successfully done a topic and not waffled for the hour. Although there was definitely some waffle in there.
It was about like 35 minutes waffle, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see you next week. Peace.
Bye.